So, hi everyone, Sam here, welcome back to another video. So in today's video we're going to do a little bit of a review on every single monster and talent for the next season. Now I have to say before that some of the information is pretty old, like this one is the first one that was released in the 5th on the 12th of this month, so it's been like, what, 13 days since the first information. Anyways, we're gonna read it right now since I want to do a full video, and yeah, that's it. So I start from Epigursus. This monster is going to be the Paywall Legend Pass monster, the Golden Legend Pass, yeah. Which is going to be a Dark and Fire tank with Megaton, Shields, Hellfire, and Quicksand. This monster has a lot more, we'll see in a second. So first skill, Volcanic Growl, deals low dark damage to an enemy, Quicksand to an enemy. Not the best, but still, as a 0 cooldown skill could be used. Then we have Tambora's Blessing, applies 50% life shield to itself and Megaton to itself. So you're getting yourself a 50% life shield and Megaton. The shield is pretty good. Megaton is really good as well. So yeah, good, a really good thing. Then we have Supernova Raptor. Deals very heavy fire damage to one enemy, applies burn to one enemy. This monster could be either run as an attacker, kind of like, what's his name? The other tank, what is his name? King Atum, yeah. This monster could have been run like him, as an attacker and a tank, but in this case, he is better off as a supportive tank. Then we have Stratoquake, deals moderate dark damage to an enemy, Quicksand to an enemy. It's basically this skill, but with increased damage and a cooldown, so not really that good. Then we have two other skills which are insane, which is like Pompelas the Scythe, deals moderate damage to all enemies, applies Hellfire and Sandstorm to all enemies. I do not have any words how to describe how good this skill is. You're basically applying a total blind and two insane torches. Like Hellfire is really good, Sandstorm is really good, so yeah. And then you have Lava Saliva, which applies burn to all enemies, and Quicksand. Another incredible skill. You're applying Quicksand, which removes 15% of total life, and burn, which removes another percentage. I believe it's like 10%, or at least like low damage, I believe, but it's good. And then you have Lepoli Shell, applies 30% life shield. What do I have to say about this? This monster is insane. So you probably want to run Tomorrow's Blessing to reapply the Megaton, Pyroclastic Surface to apply the shield, and these two skills, because, you know, so you can apply 4. This monster can apply 4 torches, that's so good. Not even, what's his name? Spandex can apply that many torches, and it's so good. So yeah, this monster is really good. Now let's scroll to the next information. Okay, here it is. So, Dani Bobus, Earth Attacker with Anticipation and Sandstorm skills. This monster is going to be the Fred event / YouTuber event monster. And honestly, I don't think he's going to be that good, but has some good stuff, you know. Under your house, deals low earth damage to enemies, 0 cooldown, I believe even 0 stamina, so decent enough. Insane Troll. Applies damage boost to itself, life regen to itself, not that good. Fooling Wings, deals moderate earth damage to enemies, applies Sandstorm. So AoE Sandstorm, I'm seeing that a lot of recent monsters can apply Sandstorm. Like, we've seen the Maze monster, we've seen Atum, we've seen, what's the other names? Okay, we've seen this guy, we've seen Epigursus, so yeah, a lot of Sandstorm. Fooling Break, deals massive earth damage to enemy, applies Sandstorm and Daze. That's a pretty good skill. You deal a lot of damage, plus you're applying Sandstorm and Daze, so the accuracy of the enemy is going to be pretty low. Fake Ward deals low earth damage to all enemies, applies Daze. If it was higher amount of damage, it would have been better, but just low. I think that's not gonna do it for me. Then we have Chest Griefing, deals very heavy damage to enemy, applies life regen. Okay, this is a 0 cooldown skill, and applies life regen. Okay, that's good. That's a good skill. Can't Trick Me, applies double damage to itself and anticipation to itself. That's a good skill as well. And then last but not least, block swap deals moderate damage to an enemy. Now this monster doesn't, we're gonna see later on, but this monster won't have an anticipation spellcaster or trait, so it's not gonna be as good. But you still have massive damage. You have tortures. You have this pretty cool skill. No, I'm talking about this. So if you're not an advanced player, and like if you're playing for a short amount of time, this could be a pretty good monster. And also because he is really easy to get. Then we have the race monster, Volcanyx, which is really good. Which is a magic attacker with dodge area and random torture skills. Dodge area trait. This monster is like so far the best of the season, which honestly doesn't pair up with monsters like Shadonia as being good, but we'll see later on. Then we have wingstrike, which deals moderate magic damage to an enemy, applies evasion to itself. Pretty cool skill. You deal damage, you apply evasion, kind of like a Kane skill. Weakening breeze deals moderate magic damage to enemies, apply random elemental weakness. So you're dealing magic damage to enemies and applying elemental weaknesses, which is good. Nonetheless, like, you have a pretty cool skill. If you get a magic weakness, it's gonna be pretty cool, because you basically have double damage, right? Triple damage. Then you have Volcano Bird, applies deals moderate magic damage to an enemy, random elemental weakness to an enemy, 0 cooldown. That's kind of cool. Prehistoric Reborn deals low magic to all enemies. Mystic Wings deals moderate magic to all enemies, random torture to all enemies. That's really good. Imagine if they make this monster like able to apply even the new tortures like electrified or boiling instead of just the normal ones. Then you have Mystic Tail, applies deals very heavy magic to an enemy, applies a random torture effect to an enemy. So this is pretty good. Deals a lot of damage and random torture. So that could be a curse, and you'd probably kill the enemy monster with that. Mystic Eruption deals very heavy magic damage to an enemy, applies random torture effect to one enemy and then to all enemies. That's really good as well. Then you have Mystic Breeze, deals low magic damage to one enemy, applies random torture to one enemy and gives an extra turn. That's also really good. Like, you could do this, apply one torture, then this, apply one torture to one enemy and then to all enemies, and like, a monster has 3 tortures up to this moment. Like, this monster is insane. Fly high, we already... Okay, this name of a skill, it's amazing. Oh, damn. Okay, that's a really good name. It reminds me of Lornabodus. I'm sorry, I cannot speak today, but yeah. Evasion to itself, anticipation to itself. Wow, anticipation as well, okay. You could argue running this skill as well, unless this monster has also anticipation, because if it is, then I'm gonna be pretty shocked. Then you have Fire Flight, applies evasion and damage boost. Honestly, I'd rather run this. And then Bird Illusion, deals moderate magic damage to enemies, applies Bane and magic weakness. That's insane. I'm already saying it, it's insane. You apply Bane and magic weakness. That's really good, because Bane deals a percentage of magic damage, so the weakness is probably going to make it stronger if I'm not mistaking here. We have some bugs here, but don't worry, we'll see that later on. Don't worry about it, it's for a future video. Then we have the biggest delusion I've ever seen in Monster Legends, or in the recent leaks. Nyla the Revenant deals Thunder and Dark attacker with anticipation, spellcaster, and extra chain skills. This monster had a lot of potential. I mean, a fusion of Nyla, which was an insane resurrection monster, and Zyla, which was an extra chain monster. I mean, unless they change it, which I think it's what is going to happen. This monster is a delusion. Wings of Death deals moderate magic damage, the dark damage to all enemies, applies bleed, and loses 50% of total life per each enemy she hits. Why? Why would you? I mean, the wording is pretty clear. It's not a good skill just for the percentage. That's gonna deal 45% of your life, which is not good. Then you have Shining Faith, deals heavy thunder damage to an enemy, applies shock. Um, I mean, heavy thunder and shock, not that bad. Plague Chains deals moderate dark damage to an enemy, applies bleed and extra churn, and also removes 10% of total life from itself. Why are you removing your own life? Then we have No Pain, applies cooldown protection to itself. Night Soldier removes negative effects from itself and positive from itself. I don't like the positive effect removal part. Then you can apply cooldown protection, anticipation. The anticipation is good, but removing positive effects, that's a no for me. Necromantic Chains deals moderate thunder damage, applies shock, and give 1 extra churn, and removes 10% of total life from itself. I think they're gonna change this into removing instead of from yourself to the enemy, because if that's going to be the case, this monster is insane. Then you have Invincible Spirit, removes 10% of total life from enemies. I mean, yeah, you can see this monster can remove percentage from the enemies. It wouldn't make sense if she was to give... it would not make sense if she was to remove from itself and the enemy, because, you know, it's pretty weird. We have Fast Chains, deals low thunder damage to an enemy, gives 1 chance, removes 55% of total life. Probably, this could make her do an infinite cycle of attacks, but you're probably gonna die after the third one, so yeah. Faithful Warrior, deals moderate thunder damage to an enemy, 0 cooldown, pretty cool. Dark Magic, removes 30% of total life from an enemy, applies bleed. The bleed, it's to itself. This monster is a problem, I'm already saying it. There's no way this is actually the skill set. Chain of Pain, deals moderate thunder damage to all enemies, applies shock, removes 30% of total life. Yeah, I mean, the same thing as the other skill here. So yeah, and then you have Black Chaos, deals very heavy dark damage to an enemy, applies bleed. Okay, this monster is going to be the PvP monster, so you're getting it for sure level like 130 if you're putting low effort on it. I believe they're gonna change it, because if yes, this is going to be the first actually good monster from this from the PvP. And yeah, I mean, I would love to see this monster being actually fixed and not having this awful skill set. Because if they don't change it, this monster is going to be one of the worst ever. Like, Barbados has a normal, similar skill set, but at least he deals a lot of damage. This monster doesn't. Then we have the trait for Volcanyx, area dodge, immune to burn, hardened, Statocaster evasion, and random torture. We'll see the traits better on in a second, so I'm not gonna talk about that. Then for some reason we have the Warmaster random Statocaster icon. I am weirded out, but it doesn't matter. And we have Master Pat's skill set, Dark Controller Repossession, random elemental protection and damage boost. Weak form applies possession to an enemy twice. Okay, that's pretty cool. Triple slice applies nightmares to all enemies. Swift Yell deals low dark damage to enemies, applies nightmares. Snake-like fangs deals low dark damage to enemies, applies possession. Not that good so far. Deals low light damage to an enemy, possession to an enemy, double damage. I mean, possession double damage, you can just miss the possession and just give double damage. Red and Bat deals low dark damage to an enemies, applies 25% damage boost. That's not even that good of a damage boost. Hell Follower deals low dark to one enemy, random elemental protection to itself, pretty bad skill as well. And applies random elemental protection to an ally and damage boost to... This monster is insanely bad. This monster cannot even apply, like... He can't even remove positive effects, it's so bad. I'm not even gonna talk about this monster because he is really bad. Then we have Merbit Spearband, water attacker with vulnerable water weaknesses and drowned skills. We have Water Battle Cry, applies water weakness to enemies, low earth damaged and drowned. Why, like, not dealing water damage, but it's fine. 30% underwater Uptile applies 30% life shield to itself and damage boost. Not that good. Thalassophobia applies water weakness to one enemy. Not that good. Steady PN. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that. Deals low water damage to all enemies, vulnerable to all enemies, pretty bad skill because of the low. Poseidon's Sun deals low water damage to an enemy, applies drowned. Crustacean's Shield deals low water damage, applies 40% shield. Battle Beast deals low water damage to all enemies, applies drowned. And Ares Dory applies vulnerable to an enemy, low water to an enemy. How is this meant to be an attacker if the maximum amount of damage she can do is low? Why is this monster so bad? And she's going to be the $50 monster. Thank God, at least. She has a cool design, but yeah. Here's Nyla straight. She has these stats. She is pretty fast. She is tied with Uriel. She has a high power stat, which is about the average of 10,824, and has a pretty low life stat, which even makes her worse, of 130,292. A straight she has hardened, then tough, then bulwark, which replaces the hardened and tough, and then you get Cerocaster cooldown protection and rank 5's anticipation. This makes this monster even worse. Remember its Spearbend's shield. When turn ends, if light below 50%, gives an armor of points to the enemy, to the wearer, and after being damaged by a skill, it deals percentage points of water damage to attacker and water weakness to enemies. Bad. This is a pretty bad relic as well. Here's our designs. I really love Volcanyx design. He is really cool. Masterpad looks bad. Epigursus looks pretty cool. Spearbend looks pretty cool, but she is bad. Nyla looks pretty cool, but she is bad. Dani, what the heck is this guy? We can see his stats right now, which he has the life stat of 13,308. Yeah, pretty about the average. I mean, power is slightly above the average with 10,879, which is a unique stat, and then she has the speed of 7,854, which is pretty low. As straight, he has Ardent, immune to possession, and Cerocaster life regen. Pretty bad, because this monster, like, if that was an anticipation, this monster would have been incredible, but no. Let's go through the other monsters. So this is the Epigursus straight. Applies as Mountain, Taunt, and Mega Taunt for one turn. Mermaid Spearbend, Ardent, immune to blind and self-precision, pretty bad. Master Path, immune to possessed, hardened and to vision, pretty bad. And yeah, I mean, I have no clue. So let's go over to the talents. The talents are the last thing. So if we have Epigursus Knot, when the turn ends, if an enemy is under torture effect, deals low deals percentage points of dark damage to other enemies. When the turn ends, if any allies is under torture, gives an armor, pretty bad. The Owl, when the turn starts, remove percentage point of stamina from the attacker, pretty bad. Master Pet's Clover, after damaging with a skill, if the target is under control, deals dark damage to damaged enemies, pretty bad skill. After damaging by a skill, after being damaged by a skill, if the wearer's life is below 50%, it removes Y points of damage from one enemy, from an attacker. Really bad. The dragon, I mean, I'm gonna skip it because it's bad as well. Like when a wearer dies, applies one random debuff, and the stat of the battle applies random protection. These are all really bad. So, okay. I mean, we can see the stats here. Master Pat, pretty bad. He has a pretty high stat, but nothing else. Epigursus has a really high life stat, a pretty high power stat as well, and a really high speed stat for what he is. But honestly, they are all really bad. Apart from Volcanyx and Epigursus, unless they fix Nyla, we are having a really delusional Lost Era season. Because you know, this is the next month is going to be a Muscle Legend's birthday, and I'm expecting something pretty good. But no, they're just giving us one good monster, which is not even necessarily too good. But I guess that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And again, sorry for not being able to speak, but that's just my fault. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.